That was just rude.
Just getting some practice in. But, well, I have my phone. I can check to see if the thing's working.
Okay.
See if we're broadcasting. Make sure we're live. We're on the air. And then Joe, you'll run the show on this one since it's
You never actually listen now.
Did I get added into this? What happened here?
Yeah, where'd you go?
He's not in there.
Uh-oh.
That's weird.
Press your PlayStation button. And then go to your notifications, see if you accepted the invite. Yep, it's working, it's running.
It's weird. Wonder if it'll work this way. Oh, there you go. So that makes me think this is still the same weird limitation that we've always had with this game. I think it has to do with being local and online. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. I mean, ultimately, but
why would you have friends over to your house?
I know, like, why would you want to
What's the
talk
point of
and
that?
see them in real life? I mean, God.
So
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll lead while you guys play then. That's totally fine. I don't really mind. I'd probably kick your guys' asses anyway. So hey, how about that?
Catwoman. Fighters approaching slaughter.
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear
Alright. Cool.
Asshole.
So I can. Did you check it on there?
Yeah, it's working.
Look fine. Okay. Welcome to Games and Gimmicks, the podcast discussing video games, professional wrestling, and everything in between. I'm the Poor Ass Gamer alongside E. Huffy, and we're actually here today, actually alongside each other, like really here. You know, and not that we're not always next to each other, but
Wow.
that's just terrible opening. We're here to talk about Injustice 2. We've all been playing it, including Arthur Dent 6x7.
Is that how you say it?
6 times 7.
6x7.
Get it
Excuse
right.
me. I didn't even...
42.
42, which is the meaning of life, right?
Yes. No, it is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. The ultimate question.
Yes, that is correct. From that one book by Isaac Asimov, right? I think.
Pretty much. All right, I'm gonna cut you off right there. Long story short,
It's a name.
it's been a long journey to get Mr. Arthur Dent on this here show, and we're pleased to have him here. As the Poor Ass Gamer mentioned about 20 minutes ago, we all got this game, Injustice 2, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. What we like, what we don't like, all that fun stuff. So let's have you lead the way with Injustice 2. You know, it was my idea for at least one of you guys to get it with me so we could play. You know, it's typically a multiplayer game, and I thought for sure, Poor Ass Gamer, you would have been the first one to get this before, you know, when I made that suggestion. But actually, it was Arthur Dent who got it, and then said, "Hey, have you gotten it yet?" And then I got on it. You actually it took you about a week before you ended up getting it. So, well, let's start with Mr. Dent. What were your impressions, first impressions, as you started playing the game, and you've had the most amount of time put into this than probably both of us combined. So, what are your thoughts on this here Injustice 2 with DC characters?
That's a lot of button mashing. That's what I got. Let's see. I thought the story was actually pretty good. It was actually like a movie quality storyboard that they did.
Yeah.
I didn't. Full disclosure, I never played Injustice 1 other than to get my butt kicked by, Playford.
Oh yeah, that was my old name. Yeah, Playford Jojo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playford Jojo. Other than Poor Ass Game over there kicking my butt in Injustice 1, I never really played it at all. So, it's kind of like my introduction to the franchise is the second installment. So, yeah, the story mode was good.
I thought so too, man. I thought honestly like that this was like one of those stories where I go, I really hope that like Justice League kind of takes a little bit of some notes from this, because like this is a series that roped in a lot of different characters from like the DC universe that I've never played as or only kind of briefly heard of. So it's kind of cool to like see that hey, they're actually like integrating all these different characters into this really like climactic and crazy story, and everything's kind of fallout from the first story, but I really did enjoy it. I think you're right. It's a very like movie quality game, but definitely like I like the choices. I like the fact that I can go back through and play all this stuff over again, and make different choices based on, like, you know, you get a choice between different characters, and sometimes honestly I thought that was a little bit of a detriment to the game though too, because I would pick a character, like maybe I'd pick Catwoman for a certain fight, and then I'm like, I feel like I'm grossly underpowered against whoever I'm fighting against sometimes. And then I would end up having to like go back and like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna pick the other character instead. And I don't know if that was just like a falling of my of myself, that I didn't like really know how to play that particular character. But other than that, I mean, the story is like extremely solid in this game. But you know, and it's kind of cool, like, just to think about like all these just different characters just in the same universe anyways. I mean, I think we all gravitated towards it since we got that first game for free. I know that, I don't think Alex, you got Injustice 1 for free though. Like, I'm sure you did. You pay for that?
No, I never had it.
You never had it, but you played it with us. Yeah, that's right.
I think
when we actually hung out in person together.
I remember Face of Foley, I think he bought the first one, and then you and I got this for free, which I thought was, but man, that was one hell of a deal, and that was pretty soon when I had just gotten the PS4, and I thought that was pretty neat in terms of free games that we're gonna get. I had no idea that Swamp Thing was a DC character. That was news to me. I thought, I don't know what Swamp Thing was. I didn't know. So yeah, it was pretty, that was news to me. Oh, hell, I just screwed that combo up. If you're watching the live broadcast of this review, man, I'm super growing. Not doing so hot. Yeah, I will agree. Story was awesome. The first one was just as epic, too. So they did have, I mean, this story obviously followed what happened in that first one, but the fact that you were able to enjoy it even without playing that first one, I mean, that just tells you that was still good storytelling. You know, you were still able to follow along and enjoy that whole experience.
They did a really good job.
No, I was very surprised just being like wrapped up in some of the choices that you do make, especially like, you know, not to ruin anything for anybody at the end. I'm not going to tell you what happens at the end, but you get a critical choice at the end, and that's probably the most interesting thing, because like the first game was really completely leading up to this ending, and you get to finally make that like last moral choice, like what decision do you want to make, and I think the story worked well with what's the main bad guy? Brainiac, yeah. Definitely like a very very good character, considering the first game was really just all Superman going crazy and everything there too. Seeing like, you know, another overarching character that's like really, really evil and can come in and like, oh, now they all have to really actually band together and work together. But yeah, definitely like if you're looking for a DC like a very good quality DC story, play these games. Like honestly, like there is probably nothing better out there. Honestly, I can't even really think of any of the movies that really have done it very well, you know, other than like Dark Knight and stuff like that too as well. But yeah, definitely like, you know, they really wrap all these characters into this really cool universe, and there's a lot of depth to this fighter. I mean, obviously people, if you look online, we're not pro Injustice fighters here. You're not going to find that sort of fighting here.
And that's kind of a good teaser into what I'll talk about in a little bit. I want to know the other game modes, but help remind me to talk about that fact that we are not professional fighting game players.
Yeah, because honestly, you'll see some of these guys fighting, and they'll do those jump bounces, just like you saw there, and they'll bounce a character so much that they could just kind of keep the opponent in the air the entire time and basically just run combos on them until they're done. But we don't play like that. We're here kind of more or less classic button mashers a lot of the times. We do know a lot of the combos, and I think a lot of us know a lot of some of the basic, like, down forward and square, and a lot of the combos are really easy to master in this game. The timing is really the hard thing to master in this game, I think. But definitely, I think, if you're looking for a strong fighter that's both capable of being taken on like a really simple level and having time to just like play a little bit, this is a good fun game to get into. If you want to really get in depth and crazy with it and everything, you can definitely do that. And like they're kind of showing you here too, there's all the cool things that you're used to in this game. Having all the cool transitions, where you can kind of hit the guy all the way across the screen to another area, or doing like the special moves where you get your meter bar all the way up. That's really cool too. So, and they all have individual great little different fighting things that they do. But so ultimately now, I don't know. You wanted to. You were talking about other different game modes or something like that.
Well, let's segue. What other? We're gonna throw the names out here. Alex, did you have any other positives? Do you want to talk about? Because what I'm gonna venture into is gonna slightly start turn negative. So I really, don't want it to turn into a shit fest. But any other positives that you have? Things that you enjoy about the game?
Positives I would say is I do like that there's an ability to upgrade your characters. I wish it was easier. Because you have to do so, like, even after the story mode is finished, that makes really only 2 of your characters anywhere near even level 10, let alone level 20. So you have to put in a lot of hours into the game to get even one character to level 20, let alone all 14 or 25 or however many you got with the game. Like it would take a long time to get all of your characters to level 20.
Oh yeah.
I think that the idea of gear is also really cool.
Look at your Harley.
Yeah, I know.
That is awesome.
Harley Quinn.
I'll mess you up with her.
Yeah.
But
could disconnect
all of the different like loadouts and things that you can do are really cool. Trying to make different, like I have a couple different Supermans. I have one that's built with everything that has the most strength, and one that's built for defense. So that if I'm facing someone who I know I can't last a long time with, I do all strength. So I'm just gonna beat the crap out of them as fast as I can.
That's great. I'd say it really puts. Yeah.
If you have enough time to put into a fighting game like this, where you're essentially doing the same thing over and over again, there are a lot of cool layers to get into it. It's just how much you want to invest into it.
Right. Because I've never been the biggest fan of fighting games because I'm just terrible at them. The fact that this game does give you that opportunity to work towards upgrading and customizing the characters, I think is really cool. So, tying with the upgrading, one of the other ways that we can earn gear to upgrade all of our characters is a new mode for this game called the Multiverse, which has rotating events that occur that have a certain number of levels or a number of opponents to beat to win awards. Gear, mother boxes that has the gear, other crazy rewards and whatnot, which I think is a very cool idea, and that's what helps make this an even better single-player experience. It gives you something to do and you don't have to play with multiplayer. But my biggest gripe is it's hard as shit. Even on the easy ones, you get to a point where it's just beyond difficult. And I feel that they really don't have that tweaked right, especially for people like myself who are terrible at fighting games. I get to a point where I just get so frustrated that I quit because I can't proceed anymore. And they have one of the things you can do a set of loadout for the computer. So if you're getting sick of fighting, the computer can do it for you, and God knows if they even would even beat it for you. But here's where I was getting at with the three players. So we are a part of a group or a guild in this game, and what's neat about that is we can all work to achieve goals, win rewards, all working together, which is great, and it has its own multiverse. For 3 of us playing this game, we have yet to beat the very first introductory guild. What?
I beat the first level.
Oh, you did?
I did not beat the first multiverse, but I beat the first set of tournament things inside that multiverse.
There it is. Yeah. So nevertheless,
I lost 18 times to win 6 matches.
Right. Right. So this is the intro for the guild multiverse. We've beaten one part of many, but we still haven't beaten the one guild. And this is with 3 people with different experience levels playing, and that screams huge problem when we cannot proceed. So, it says its overall difficulty is low, but then you get inside, and the AI difficulty is absolutely outrageous. You see the bars just turn red, and you're like, you need a required character level of 15 or something or other, and it's just, it's too much. It's very, very infuriating. That's the one thing I don't like about this game. I really feel like the just way out of whack.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that too. I played a little bit of I got through the tutorial part of the multiverse, and then I stopped after that because it was starting to ratchet it up at that point. And I'm like, I know that this is going to get more difficult. And then I looked at the first challenge, and I was like, yeah, I don't really have enough time to commit to doing all this right now. Like, I was like, and I know I'm probably just going to end up being mad afterwards when I can't beat it for some reason. But definitely, I think that adds a huge element to it, because I like the idea that it's like this ever-changing, crazy universe that, for whatever reason, like, any possible combination of these characters are doing something at any point in time. So there's some cool stuff with that. I think it's a cool mode.
It's a great way to earn the gear and get extra stuff. That's how I was able to acquire all the Wonder Woman gear from the Wonder Woman movie. They had a specialized event running that opening weekend, and I was able to beat a good majority of it, but I couldn't finish the last set that I got for the sword and shield just because it was just beyond hard. Just crazy ridiculous. So hopefully that improves. Now, it's funny, when I recommended that we get this game, here I am, the cheapskate. I buy the standard clean version, and I find out you guys forked over the cash to get either the Ultimate Edition or the Fighter Edition or whatever.
I think we ended up all buying separate editions of this game for some reason.
So we bought each one that was offered. That's kind of neat, different perspective. So I'm the cheapskate, and then I believe, Joey, you got the Ultimate one,
I got the $100 one for some reason.
Go. And then Alex got the middle pack one that came with here. So I don't have any of the extra people, so if I want any of them, I do have to spend $6 a pop, unless I think I still have the ability to purchase an upgrade pack if I wanted to. But that even still doesn't cover everyone. So yeah, different options, but so who knows what else they'll come out with this game. I really hope they start bringing in some more elements from the TV shows or the movies, or even the old school stuff, old school comics. I'd love to see the retro Superman in this game. The old get red trunk and all that kind of stuff. So I think that'd be pretty neat if they could.
Judging by the pictures that I see on the loadout screen, well, I know for a fact they're going to be Scorpion because he's already been teased.
Right.
But it looks like that. I don't know, what's his name? That other guy from Mortal Kombat might be in it too.
Oh, Sub-Zero or something?
No, the one with the straw hat.
Oh, Raiden.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Raiden.
There's a guy with a straw hat in there. Not recognizable, but
that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. Well, all in all, I think we enjoyed this game. We play it quite often. I try to hop on whenever I can and get a couple matches in, get some experience for our characters. So I think now comes the time in these here review episodes where we got to find out whether we tell people to give this game a shot or not. So let's have at it. Mr. Dent, you say give this a shot.
Ooh.
He goes, whoa.
Well, gosh, that's tough. I mean, for what it is, it's good. If you like a fighting game and you're willing to spend $70 on it, then yes. if you have friends who have it and you want to play a game with them, this is good for that. If you're looking for the next thing to distract you for a month, this isn't it.
Yeah.
Because this will, like, I'm pretty tapped out at 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I've gotten the 2 people who I wanted to get to level 20 to level 20, and I really don't care about the others. So
it's true. Yeah.
Other than to get like guild events or to do stuff as part of our team, I don't have any reason to really keep playing. So
right.
Like that's how I feel. If you like fighting games, yeah, give it a shot.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's move on to Mr. Gamer.
Yeah, I think if you're looking for a solid comic book story that involves pretty much all of the favorite characters from DC Universe, you definitely should give this a shot. You're gonna regret it if you just don't enjoy it for the story. And you know, this is coming from somebody who doesn't play a lot of fighter type games. We all don't typically play a lot of fighter games, so it is cool to see that, like, hey, this broke with all of us. We could break through that disconnect, and we're able to, you know, play a lot of really cool fighting style games. But like, I enjoyed this DC story. I think, yeah, it's definite. Give it a shot from the Poor Ass Gamer, really.
Who am I fighting now?
You're still fighting Joey.
Yeah, I'm terrible.
And I'm just gonna hop on the bandwagon and say, give it a shot too, for all the reasons that these 2 gentlemen have already stated.
Ooh, look at that.
So here comes a transit position. I mean, if this was, for me, honestly, if this exact same game was Mortal Kombat, I would never think about getting it.
Yeah.
The main reason I got,
like, even if it were Marvel, I wouldn't think about getting it.
yeah, just the fact that
because of how dark DC made their games versus how comic-like Marvel tends to make theirs. Like, Marvel tends to be good for all ages, whereas if you choose the Superman end this game, it is dark. Like, it is a dark ending.
And I didn't do that, so I gotta go back and I gotta do the alternate endings and all that stuff. So apparently that changes the story quite a bit when you start picking all the different people, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So I gotta do that. And what I like about the story is, even when you got to characters that were really hard, the computer started sensing that you were shitty. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to back off just a little bit so they can experience this cool story. Let that happen in the multiverse, for crying out loud. You're like, this kid's really bad at this game. I should maybe just hold back a little bit and let this kid have some fun. And yes, I'm referring to myself as said kid. So, that's...
I think we can also say clearly here, right, that Arthur Dent is, in fact, King of the Hill. He has won 7 matches while we were playing this whole thing.
Look, he's at a 45. He's got the crown. Yeah, he's rocking it. Yep,
so yeah, thanks for joining us and destroying us, man.
No problem. Anytime.
We'll do it again later this week. Well, I think that rounds up this beautiful review of Injustice 2. Give it a shot from all the way around. GamesandGimmicks.com for all of your Games and Gimmicks needs. They will be met there. Hopefully. With some limitations. And check us out on the, unavoidable void. The social media. We're on all those platforms. We got some exciting events coming up. The US G1 special is weekend, Mr. Gamer. We got 2 days of New Japan Pro Wrestling to watch and review. So we will be posting a review show for those 2 broadcasts. We'll watch the first one live on Access and then the next one live on the world streaming service that New Japan has. So we got some good content coming forward. And then we will absolutely have Mr. Arthur Dent back on here ASAP as possible, depending on what we all buy next. Right?
Well, thank you for joining us, sir. We appreciate it, man.
No problem. Here's some t-shirts.
No, it's in the mail.
Yep, that's coming. It's coming soon. Yep, it's on its way.
Absolutely is. I just got mine today.
Yep, so here you go. There's a vast resource of t-shirts to be given away.
T-shirts
So
are flawed.
anyone listening, if you're interested, there actually are t-shirts on our website now too as well. But you know, we'll see what happens out of that. So you never know.
But you have to subscribe.
Yeah.
And you have to leave a good review.
And if you do, maybe
that will let you buy it.
We'll let you buy it. Yes. That's how it works.
That's how our rules are.
E-commerce at its best here. That's how we do it. So yeah, I think that pretty much rounds up this episode. Thanks again for joining us all, and we'll see you around.
Well done. Well done. I just took a screenshot.
I thought I pressed it.
Hold it. Oh, my controls are set up different, so.
So it didn't end. Ah!
Hold it. And then there you go.
Here we go. Here we go. Wait.